Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome you back to South Field for the second game of the day between the Life University Running Eagles and your BYU Cougars. At this time, we invite all of you to stand and take off your caps and turn your attention to the flag in the corner of the field for the playing of the national anthem.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Southfield as BYU takes on Life University. My name's Coleman, and I'm here with the play-by-play, Tosh Wilcox. Happy to be here.
Yeah, likewise. This is going to be a great day for rugby today. Two great teams, good conditions, bit windy, but overall very exciting.
Yeah, I was very surprised at how windy it got. I mean, we drove up from Salt Lake. Wasn't as windy, but went a little south, and the breeze picked up. So we'll see how that impacts the passes and the kicks today.
That kickoff was well taken by Life. They've got the ball just outside the 22, looking to get a box kick in, charge down, taken by BYU. That's Perry with the ball. Life shooting up really quick. Cole Simu looks like he's got a gap. He's got numbers on both sides.
Ooh, it's tough.
Pass hits the ground. Looks like we got a knock on there.
I mean, it's a great start for BYU. I mean, first couple seconds in, already putting pressure on Life, especially right off that clearing kick went a little low. Got Cole here looking left and right, just a little behind him.
Yeah.
Wish he would have had that one back, I'm sure, but we've got a scrum here on the near side.
Yeah, great work there by Perry and Simu to take the edge, find some space against Life. First scrum of the day.
Doesn't
reset there.
Yeah, doesn't love what he's seeing there, so he's going to reset. Now, looking at the two forward packs, what do you kind of see? Differences, similarities? Thinking Life may be a little bigger.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but yeah, maybe just a bit.
We'll see how it impacts it. Maybe not, but we'll see here. Collapsing the scrum there, so it's going to be a short arm penalty, and a short arm penalty, it's a free kick. So if Life was to kick it out of bounds into touch, it would be a line out to BYU. However, they are opting for a scrum again. So we'll see what happens here again, if BYU can handle it. If they don't, one would think that maybe Life would utilize that a little longer and continue to, choose to scrum rather than maybe a line out.
Yeah, I like the decision making there by Life, backing themselves, saying, hey, we've got a good scrum, we want to use it. So that last one was collapsed there on the far side of the screen. The BYU prop, it looks like he went down. Let's see, we're still having some issues. The referee's going to come have a chat with the BYU prop.
He's going to come to this near side just to double check to make sure that it's all safe. I mean, because that's really what it comes down to is safety for these players, because scrum is one of the more dangerous set pieces. And so he's just going to make sure that it sets up correctly so there's no real injuries.
Yeah, and this one, like you said, yeah, we had the same issue, and so straight arm penalty to life. So yeah, you were explaining a little bit about the difference. This one, they can kick the ball out and secure the ball, so they'll have the line out once they kick this out.
Yeah, I mean, I learned that one the hard way when, you know, back in my high school days when we got a short arm penalty and I kicked it out of bounds, and we lost position. So
who hasn't done that though?
It's
you
true.
know?
It's true. So I had, you know, I learned the hard way, but I mean, it looks again. I mean, Life opting to scrum. Again, they're confident in their scrum, so we'll see if that continues to be a pattern as the match continues.
Yeah, this is a huge statement for Life, because they're basically saying, we don't really care about gaining all that extra territory. We really just want to scrum.
Yep.
This one looks good. This looks more solid.
BYU with a great push.
And Life gets the ball out. They found some space. Kicking deep into the BYU 22. Taken there by Hammer. Thinks about kicking. Runs into the defense and then is pushed back. BYU bobbling the ball there, but that's Perry who takes it down. Life looking for the steal. Doesn't quite have it, but making things difficult there at the ruck. Got a few broken tackles there from BYU. They're coming back to attack this short side.
Trying to see if a wind is at BYU's back or kind of impacts their decision here, but it looks like they are just going to do a clearing kick. I feel like the wind's carrying that a little bit.
Well taken by Life and immediately tackled by BYU. Really good kick and chase there. Now Life has the ball, getting it into their forwards. Looks like they're gonna return a box kick to BYU now. This is Fontaine, the scrum half, who takes that one, immediately puts it back. Both teams playing the territorial battle here.
Great kick there.
That could be a 50-22, slapped back in to prevent that. Good work there by Colsimu. And now he takes it. BYU with the ball inside their 22. That was a really great kick there by Life.
Yeah, it was. Putting a lot of pressure on BYU right now. And then as you see that pressure is just being applied even more by Life's defensive line, getting into BYU's face, not letting them get any meters.
Yeah, this is really smart rugby here being played. And that's Simu with the exit. Exit goes out just over the halfway line. Really good kick there by the BYU player.
Looks like a discussion's being had between the line judge and the head ref here.
Yeah, so he caught the ball, but he was out of bounds, and then tried to do the quick line out to keep the ball going. But the ref is saying no good on that.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure why, but we're going to have a line out here.
I think the conversation was also around whether or not, you know, it was BYU's line out because of him dropping it. But I think the head ref came in and you know, squashed that because he was fully out of bounds even though he dropped it.
That makes sense.
Great contest there by BYU, putting pressure on the line out.
Short kick there, taken by Hammer. He's going to kick it. Bounces inside the 22, almost a 50-22. Life takes a few steps back to get a better angle and then is going to put that. Oh, it's going to stay in.
Yeah, these balls
Perry's
are trying to make it out of bounds or into touch, but
puts up the high kick. Big tackle there.
It's going to be a dangerous
tackle. High though, yeah. Oh, and I think he's still down. Yeah, they're gonna check him. But both teams, this is interesting to see both teams playing like this. What do you make of the kicking battle that's going on here?
I mean, I really think it is just kind of, you know, the defensive speed that both of the teams have right now is just putting a lot of pressure on both of them, right? I mean, we haven't really seen any large, you know, breakaway. We haven't really seen anything. And so these teams are just testing the waters in the back three, especially with how windy it is. You're going to start seeing them test that. And once one of the back three makes that mistake and drops a ball, you know, knocks it on, it's going to put even more pressure on them. They're going to get a little more nervous, and it's just going to be a mind game at that point. And that's really what this kicking game is about, is just, you know, poking the bear, poking it a little bit more until someone breaks.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. We haven't seen the Life backs attack hardly at all. I don't even think that we've seen BYU really, except for on that one charge down kick right there at the first.
Yep.
But now Life has the line out just over the half, and that's stolen. Really good work to get over the line to take that ball. And now this looks like it could be a more promising opportunity for BYU to attack. Ball right at the half. Life's defense is coming up really pretty quick. That pass doesn't go to hand, but they've still got a little bit of space. Perry keeping the ball with the forwards. Quick ball there. And now we've got a little bit of space. That's Ben Austin, the captain, on the edge.
Oh.
Passes inside, doesn't go to anyone, but is picked up off the ground. Fontaine breaks a few tackles.
Great support there by BYU. Oh, but unfortunately, what was the call there? Offside? What was it? Offsides coming from the side?
Yeah, we've got a penalty on BYU. Yeah, I didn't see what it was, but something at the ruck they didn't get right. Oh, okay, let's see if we can see what this is.
Yep, from the side right there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's tough.
It was number 3.
That excitement there, getting ever so close to the try line. And unfortunately, just getting excited and causing that penalty. But, I mean, this is great for BYU now. I mean, they're putting that pressure back onto Life offensively, not just through kicks, but through their attacking phases, going through the hands, finding that space outside. I mean, it's going to cause these life, you know, wingers to maybe take a few steps more forward and not cover that kick as much anymore. And so this is really, really great by BYU here. You know, and let's see how they handle this line out.
Yeah, the past couple they've had be disrupted or stolen. This one they take cleanly, and they go straight into the maul. Still driving forward with the maul.
Still rolling. Advantage.
Yeah.
Advantage to Life.
The scrum half's looking for it. He's going to pass it out. Testing kick over the top.
Great coverage there by Wyatt.
But they were, didn't recover the ball. Playing with penalty advantage, so now they're going to get the penalty right here.
That little kick was, I mean, what you basically describe as like that free play, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, in football, you've got, you know, defenses offsides. You can just throw a pass downfield and see if it sticks. If it doesn't, it's a penalty. If it does, you can just decline it. And so that was kind of what Life was doing there.
Yeah, opportunity to do something that you might not normally do because it's a little bit more risky, you know, with those kicks. You risk giving up possession, but with the penalty advantage, yeah, you can go for it.
Yep. So line out here to Life.
Yeah, it looks like they are just outside the BYU 22. Last line out was good, but they have had a few issues. This one, yeah, wasn't straight.
I mean, maybe this is why Life opted for the scrums.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, maybe.
I mean,
they
they're
knew it.
1 for 4 right now, or, you know,
I
2 for 4?
I think they've got 2, but one of them was pretty messy. But yeah, I mean, they've turned over ball on lineouts. Yeah, 2 out of the 4 times.
Yep. So we'll see if that continues to be a pattern. I'll make note of that in my notepad here to follow up here in the second half. So line out here to BYU. I mean, you're almost within your own 22. You go front jumper probably.
Well, they did, yeah. but that one wasn't clean on them. Looks like that was knocked on by BYU. So now this is going to be a life scrum.
Wind continuing to, play a factor a little bit maybe. Ball not getting where it needs to be. Getting a little funky in the air while they're trying to catch it. But regardless, knock on. It's going to be a scrum here for life.
Yeah, so this is the second scrum of the game. There was just that first one at the beginning of the game, which took a while to get set up correctly. There was a straight arm penalty and a short arm penalty. But once BYU got the engage, they did pretty well. So we'll see what happens this one. This one looks pretty sturdy by both teams. Maybe BYU
Great
getting
steal there by BYU.
Stolen it. And Ben Austin has it, attacking the short side of the field, offloading there.
Great support line there by Fontaine.
Life looking to steal the ball, and they've got it. Yeah, great steal from Life to cancel out the BYU momentum. Yeah, so here's the replay right here. So player goes to ground, Life releases the player, and then goes straight back over the ball.
Pretty textbook there.
Yeah, that was really good.
Life kicking for touch. It's going to be a line out for him, basically back where we started.
It's as if the whole thing never happened.
Exactly. Great
Stolen there by BYU. BYU attacking that side of the field, going through the phases, and now they're going out to the backs. Skip pass over the top to the wing.
Oh, wow.
He breaks a few tackles and is on his feet, still running. Bringing it down almost to the halfway line. BYU with a bit of momentum here. The big forwards keeping the legs turning, going forward. Oh, and then missed pass that was going for Cole Simu.
It looks like he's going to call for interference maybe here. Like, what was the call? I think one of the BYU players got in the way of one of the Live players as he was trying to get the ball.
Yeah, they had the edge there if that pass would have been made.
Number 2.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't get in the way.
It's so hard not to do that, though.
Yeah.
It's just tough, when the ball's right there, you see someone just flying past you. Just the, intrusive thoughts.
And Life is going to kick for points here.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad call at all.
No,
right?
yeah, I think that's smart.
I mean, you look at kind of what's been going on in regards to, BYU, and, they're gaining, meters off of set pieces, off of, breaking lines. I mean, Life really has only been able to get any type of field advantage off of their kicks, right?
Yeah.
And so I think, just take the points where you can get them right now, especially with how stout BYU's defense has been. I think this is a smart play.
Yeah, I agree. Looks like the wind is at his back there from those flags. We'll see if that plays any impact or has any impact. And he's made it.
Slots it.
Yeah. So Life taking the lead 3-0.
BYU here with the restart.
Yeah, this is Cole Simu. Good high kick into the 22. Taken by the Life flanker. Gets his team just across the 22. And now they're going to slow it down. Looks like they're intentionally trying to get back behind that 22 so they can put this box kick out. There's Ben Austin looking to charge it down. Not quite. This kick stays in, taken by Fontaine. Breaks the first tackle. Big hit there on the second one. But BYU has the ball at the 50. Some good passes there between the forwards. And now they're attacking again that short side. Mismatch there. We had a prop on a winger.
It's always the worst.
Yeah, that's never where you want to be if you're the wing. BYU's putting in some good carries here. And Fontaine looks for his option, doesn't like the first one. Perry goes out to Simu.
Great fend there by Cole.
Pushes him out of the way. And then Fontaine wanted the box kick. Charged down, but we've got an offsides penalty.
I mean, it's maybe strategic there by Fontaine. I feel like this BYU sideline's been calling offsides for quite a while, and I think, you know, Fontaine, knowing that they've been offsides quite a few times, knew that this would highlight, you know, the amount of times that maybe Life has been offsides. Granted, I haven't seen how many times, but just from what I'm hearing on the BYU side.
Yeah, so Fontaine kicks it just
Great
barely
kick.
out. Yeah, really good kick. So that'll be a 5-meter line out. Perfect attacking and scoring opportunity here for BYU. And we'll see what they do here. Life has had some really good work done with the maul. We'll see if BYU tries to take a maul of their own to get this in.
Yep. Usually within 5 meters, you almost automatic maul, at least in the MLR level, I feel like. The professional level, but...
Front jumper taken, but it wasn't straight.
Ah, that's tough.
Yeah, bit of a missed opportunity there.
But, I mean, all is not lost, right? I mean, you know, this is still a lot of pressure here on Life. Like, any mistake could be costly.
Yeah, first things first, they've got to get this scrum right.
Yep. I mean, BYU now has stolen one and put a lot of... Once they've got that stable platform in that scrum, you know, BYU's able to contest fairly well. We'll see if they can make it happen here.
Yeah, so this is the third Life scrum of the day with mixed results, but the last one was good for BYU. The engage looks good initially. Pretty stable platform. We've got the props going down on this side. 8-man pick. Takes a few defenders to bring him down. And the scrum half looks like he's going to go back for the clearing kick. And that one goes out. Looks like BYU will get the line out right at about the 10.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty good kick there by Life, you know, considering that he was taking it, you know, right at the back of, you know, try-zone, didn't have a lot of space there.
Yeah, I mean, it helped. BYU kind of jumped a little early and was put off sides, and so they had to back up, and it gave them that extra second or so to clear that kick off.
Front line out. This one, again, is not straight.
Yeah, that one did. This is tough.
Yeah, so both teams really kind of struggling here at the line out.
And it looks like, I mean, yeah, Life, let's see here.
Yeah, they were trying to go to this front jumper here. That's Ben Austin.
It's pretty.
And yeah, it just goes straight to him, which he can't do.
And it looks like here Life opting for the scrum once again.
Good engage by both teams. BYU looks like they're going for a push. But Life keeps they stay on that short side to the wing.
Great defensive structure there.
Yeah, taken down by Fontaine, the scrum half. And now putting a little bit of pressure on.
Great
really big tackle there.
BYU on the front foot defensively here.
Yeah,
I mean,
great line speed.
Life was just sitting there.
And now it looks like they're setting up for a box kick, which is normally what teams do after they take a lot of pressure like that on 2 phases. This kick coming for Fontaine, jumps to catch it, breaks one tackle, offload off the floor. And now they go back to the forwards. who do well to get over the gain line. Swinging it out. This is Simu, has a step.
Little goose.
To Perry. Found some space on the edge, but Life is over that ball. And I think that's stolen.
It is.
Yeah, stolen by Life. So now they have the ball inside BYU territory. Missed pass there by Life, and the BYU defense shoots up, trying to catch him off guard. Good low tackle there by BYU.
BYU's defensive line is just aggressive right now, not letting Life really get anywhere.
Yeah, and Life, here they go again, another box kick. The past couple, I mean, the BYU is taking these pretty comfortably. This one looks shorter. Yeah, and it's knocked back by Life, but picked up by BYU. That one was a little bit more contestable. Fontaine going back to the short side. It looks like he's gonna slow this down and do a box kick back to Life.
High one.
Yep, just right outside the 22.
Great coverage by BYU.
Attacking back in, they think they found some space.
Nice tackle there.
And now Life has the ball again. Life pretty reluctant to get it to the backs. They're mostly just keeping it with the forwards and the box kick. And now this kick goes straight down the field, straight to Perry, who takes it.
We saw this once before, went a deep kick, and they counter
Skip
really well.
pass out to the wing.
We've
got some space. He's in support.
Inside.
Pass back to Perry. No one in front of him. And Perry scores the try.
First try of the match.
Great work there, set up by himself.
I mean, that was their kick counters is great.
Yeah.
We saw this right at the very start of the match. If we can get a replay on that, and here it comes.
Yeah, so he takes the ball.
Great
Really good
skip.
skip pass there.
And then follows that support line right back into it.
Yeah, nice.
Incredible job. I mean, you know, the score was 3-0 for quite a while
Yeah.
there. But I feel like BYU, for the most part, was controlling that match. Or controlling the game, the pace. I mean, Life really only got any type of field advantage off of their kicks. You know, and we're seeing
Yeah.
it now. They're constantly under pressure and constantly just trying to relieve that by doing their own box kicks, clearing kicks. But then BYU comes with answers to those.
Yeah.
And so BYU's been doing a great job right now. I mean, really, if anything, it's just BYU make their few mistakes that they've made maybe throughout the first little bit of the first half has been keeping Life more or less in the game.
So now this is Hammer, who's looking to make the score 7-3. Should be a pretty routine kick, not too far off. And he's made it. So BYU scores 7 points after what was quite the arm wrestle of a game there for almost 30 minutes.
Very back and forth. I can only imagine both teams are pretty winded here just because of how constant the play was.
Yeah, there has been a lot of ball in playtime. But both teams are playing really, really smart here. I don't think Life will be too put out by that because they've got their game plan and they're going to stick to it.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, it may be, you know, doesn't work once or twice. You can still stick to it, and it may pay off in the end here.
Yeah, whenever someone kicks the ball straight down the field, that's always a huge attacking opportunity.
Yep.
So maybe they would have done that differently. But enough about that. BYU with the ball inside the 22. Fontaine with the pick and go. Little flip there with a cleat to the face. They'll take a look at that. That's going to be a penalty.
Yeah. We'll see here.
Yeah. So he just gets his ankles clipped there.
Oh, honestly, it
Front
kind of
flip.
looked like his knee just kind of locked out, locked up. Like.
Yeah, probably not intentional. You know, he was probably trying to roll and stay on his feet. But, yeah, you never want to take a cleat to the face, do you?
You don't want to take a cleat to the face. I mean,
Or I guess anywhere.
well, that's true. You know, the discussion I think here is, you know, I mean, there's definitely a penalty here, but it's whether or not. Oh wait, are they calling it a scrum for BYU?
Yeah, I thought it was a penalty, but maybe that has changed.
Well, maybe that's why he conferred with the line judge, got a little bit of confirmation on what really happened here.
I mean, it would have been a pretty soft penalty,
Yeah.
in my opinion, had that been a penalty. So I think this is...
Maybe they're just resetting the
think it's fair.
play.
Yeah,
I think it might be like
That's
a reset
probably
of
it.
play. He stopped play, double checked to make sure it wasn't intentional or anything. Is replaying it here.
That sounds good. Let's go with that.
Great scrum there by BYU.
Carry up the middle by Semu. And then attacking back on that short side, getting pushed back is BYU. But they're going to go again. And now it looks like the forwards are setting up, putting the legs back to give Fontaine some space for a box kick. Got a life defender in there making things very difficult. Fontaine gets that one off. That kick was taken right on the sideline. Got some appeals saying that was out, but then chip and chase there by Life. And that one stays in.
Somehow.
BYU still got the ball. That's a kick forward by Fontaine. Not taken cleanly.
That should be a knock on there. I mean, that was a very smart kick. I mean, just relieving pressure, but also knowing that that winger was already went forward, or that fullback or whoever it was, had already ran forward to chase his own kick, and there was no one back there. So then it caused this, 14 to try to recover and just was caught in a bad position.
Well, yeah, and you could see him there very frustrated at the winger because of that. So that was smart there by Fontaine to see that and then, have the skills to execute that sort of lapse there in the Life defense.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, that 14 is on that far side, in that far side wing, so he came all the way across the field to try to cover that.
I think this is the first BYU put in on the scrum.
Well, they just had a second. They just had their first one.
Oh, did they?
Second
one, I
ago
guess.
After Fontaine may or may not have cleated someone in the face.
Looks like we've got some resetting going on here. Both teams want to make sure that they get this right. That one collapses, but we're just going to reset and try it again. No sort of penalty to either team at this point.
A mutual mistake. That's what we like to call that one. I don't know. I was never the forward back.
Yeah, I never played in the front row either, and I feel like unless you have, this is just a little bit of a mystery. Well, it is to me at least. All right, this looks better from both teams. Bit of a shove there from Life, but BYU keeps it. Long pass there. This is Hammer with the ball, breaking a few tackles, strong run. Still attacking that same side. Offloading there, off the ground. Life looking for the steal there, but I don't think he quite had it.
I think he had to release the tackle first.
Yeah. But they have been good on those steals. They've gotten a couple of them. Smart play there by Cole Semu. Just getting the ball out of their own half.
Yeah. And
putting the pressure on Life.
And he kept it low so that it touched inbounds first and then went into touch. What that does is if he was to kick it straight out, I think from where he was, just out, just behind his 50-meter line, it would have been a line out where he kicked it.
Yeah, exactly. He can't go straight out.
And so he kept it low, had it touch inbounds, and then went into touch. And so now it's from where it went out of bounds or into touch.
All right, Life has the line out here. This one doesn't look to be straight. Well, there were some appeals from the sideline, but it's play on. Good rush
BYU.
defense by BYU to tackle him behind the gain line. And now here we go. Life looking for the box kick.
Oh, a short one.
Yeah, this one very high, but not a lot of distance.
Great take there by Life.
Yeah, and I gotta think that's what they're wanting to do on these, is they've got a really big and tall winger here, and they're probably trying to get him into a position to steal some of those like he just did. The Life backs attacking there for one of the few times in the game, but good defense by BYU.
Looks like Life's getting a little bit more into a rhythm here.
Yeah. Yeah, feeling more comfortable with the attack.
BYU
oh, and that's stolen.
Just went right through and said, that's mine.
Good take there by Ben Austin to get the ball out. BYU securing the ball. Got a Life player in there. Almost through the line there. Oh, and that pass doesn't go to hand.
And an unfortunate bounce
Yeah,
right
knock
into
on
Life's
advantage.
hands.
Yeah, and just banged downfield by Life. Taken by Perry, who's going to take his time to exit. Yep, and this one goes out.
Kind of expecting that one to hit right above our tent, but it went. I think the wind
Yeah, I was
slowed
watching
it
out for
down
it.
a little bit. All right, so it's going to be a line out here for Life.
Yeah, they've got the ball right at the 10. Neither team has been great at the line out.
Yeah, both have made mistakes. Both have had them stolen. We were saying how BYU was stealing it quite a bit, but, you know, Life's had a fair share of those.
That one taken, but not cleanly. So stolen by BYU, and then it looks like it went for the offload, which was then taken. Not sure who's got the ball here. Oh, it's BYU. Fontaine looks like he was thinking about the box kick and then saw the Life defenders looking to charge him down and made the pass to the forwards.
I mean, personally, with the success that that BYU's been having, I would try to keep it in hand as much as possible, really.
Wow, great dummy pass to get Perry on the edge with some space.
Great cover tackle there.
Yeah, that was nice.
And then a great counter ruck to put more pressure on BYU. Wow.
Oh, taken by the BYU prop. Skipping around looking for support, but doesn't find any. Stays on his feet long enough. And I think we're going to have a penalty against BYU.
Oh,
yeah,
releasing.
holding on to the ball. Yeah, so this is, again, kind of a consequence of not having the support here. He was looking for support to make the pass, but then when he's when he's tackled, there's no one here to support in the ruck.
Yep. Prop on the loose is never a fun thing to see as a 15, but they handled it very well.
I guess I'm wrong. I guess there was some support. It was just a good steal there by the Life number 6.
Yep.
That was nicely done.
I mean, to be honest, I feel like it really surprised his team. BYU was surprised that he even broke through. I mean, I wasn't expecting that at all, and I was watching the whole thing.
Looks like Life is going to fail to find touch there. Taken by Hammer. Goes for the chip kick, and he puts this one out on the full. However, there was an offsides.
Wow.
So BYU is going to breathe easy here and have the penalty.
I was a little concerned about how far back the line judge was backing up to where the lineout was supposed to be, because Hammer kicked it right in front of us, and it was going 5 more meters, you know.
Oh, yeah. BYU, I think that's a really smart call on them. They don't want to go with the lineout. They're as close as they need to be, just tap and go and keep playing.
Yep, ball in hand.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this decision making. Again, looking to find some space on the edge, which they've done pretty successfully throughout the game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like the only time BYU should be going for any kicks really is when there's pressure within their own 22, because
good line there by Simu.
the amount of times they're able to break the line here and you know, move the ball is, you know, great. You stick to it.
Yeah. Yeah, and again here, they're making meters. They're pushing the Life defense back. And with just 4 minutes left in the half, this is right where they want to be. If they could get a score, win a penalty, that put them in really good shape going into halftime.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's Ben Austin just picking the ball. No need to do anything too fancy yet. Good tackle there by Life, and it looks like they're going for the steal again. That is one thing BYU's got to watch out for, is this team does do really well with the steal. There's Perry, who's isolated. And yeah, you saw him looking for the steal there once again.
Oh, BYU here.
Chip over by BYU.
Honestly, that should be a penalty there. He's looking for it.
I think
Life kind of bounced him around like a little pinball there.
I think the referee's going to talk to the side judge. I think you're right.
You see Life here kind of bumps him there. They're 10. Bumps him there. Bumps him there.
Yeah, there's a lot of bumping going on. I'm not sure how this is going to go.
But it does look like this line judge is maybe calling BYU offsides for that kick.
I wouldn't. Oh, maybe it is offsides. That could have been. Yeah, we'll see what they call here. Because, yeah, I was thinking maybe it was some sort of getting in the way right here, as you can see again. But it could have been offsides. I guess we could have watched the replay there, but I just missed it. Well, we're not going to have to wait too long to see what the decision is.
It's going to be a penalty.
So a penalty.
High tackle.
Oh, so it was nothing that we thought it would have been.
Not even remotely close to the kick.
And now BYU is going to go for the 3 points, get the penalty here. What do you think about that?
You know, with the success that BYU has with the time that they have left, you know, I think that maybe they could go for, you know, the try. But, you know, take the points where you can get them.
Yeah.
Take your 3. You still, again, have, you know, about 2 minutes left after this kick is done, maybe a minute 30. Maybe get a, you know, counterattack off of the kickoff and score a cheeky little try.
So don't just score the 3 here, and then score once again.
Yes.
See, I like the way you think. That's
as many points as possible.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the only points BYU will be thinking about right now are these 3. Made a similar one earlier today on the other side of the posts. It's a little bit farther back, but they should be within his range. Good kick,
Nice.
Straight through.
See if Life just kind of takes their time to eat up the clock a little bit. A great strike there.
Yeah.
Maybe pulled a little farther to the left than he had hoped, but as long as it's in the posts, doesn't matter.
Yep.
I mean, if you're BYU in this position, what do? You try for more points? You try to take a risk? Or do you, you know,
I don't know.
take a knee?
I don't know.
That's
Bit
legal.
of confusion there.
Oh, is
from
it?
both players. Yeah, it was 2 BYU players going for the ball.
Oops.
Yeah, with just 1 minute left.
I mean,
Both teams looking to finish the half well.
I mean, I wouldn't do any clearance kick here.
Fontaine takes it. It's probably going to be higher than he would have wanted. Dropped there by Life, but then recovered. And now Life looking for a bit of space.
Great counter, but great cover tackle there by Cole.
Yeah. And now BYU will have to defend. Oh, and we've got a penalty against BYU. And this would be a decently distanced kick, but it is right in front of the post. We'll see what they do.
Yep. Made right as, you know, let's see
Yeah,
here.
right as the half is ending.
Yep. Yep, hands in right there. I mean, that, you know,
Yeah.
right as Strider was kicking, I was saying, you know, maybe I just keep ball in hand, you know, wear
Yeah.
out the clock a little bit.
Yeah,
now
and
we're
they are going to go for the penalty here. Bit of an unnecessary steal attempt from BYU.
Yep.
Especially right in front of the goalposts.
You get in those situations and you almost get like a tunnel vision.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you're within
You're
your
just
own
going for
22. Pressure's on. You just got to do it.
Yeah, it's so hard to be able to take all these things into consideration during the game, in the heat of the moment.
The ball's right in front of you, right
Yeah, and
for
you
the
just want to
picking.
grab it.
Yep. Slots it.
Yep, straight through. And that'll do it for the half, so that brings us to 6-10 with BYU in the lead going into the half. Yeah, so I gotta say, pretty strong half from both teams, but let's take a look at some highlights here. So this is Perry getting the ball to Cole Simu. This was just first minute of the game. Great run there by Cole. Stolen line out by BYU. Another good run. We can see here BYU breaking a few tackles. That was a great dummy pass.
And ankles. Great job there.
Oh yeah, and that was a good. That's you know, one of the things that's great steal by Life. We've seen that a couple times in this game. And then again, more broken tackles. I feel like BYU's been really good with the tackle breaking.
Yep.
Great take in the air. The box kick has been a huge feature of this game for Life.
And I really think that, you know, a lot of these plays and this confidence that BYU's showing, especially after the loss last week to St. Mary's, came from those first few seconds of that counterattack to Life. Life being, I think, the #1 right now.
Yeah.
I mean, confidence is key here for BYU, and they're showing it right now. And so, really excited to see what happens this second half.
Yeah, they're really going for it, and I think like you said, you know, the St. Mary's game does impact this one as well. I feel like they're playing so much smarter than they were last week.
Yep, and so with that, we'll see, you know, the adjustments that they make second half to continue their lead, but we will talk to you then. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of this BYU Life Rugby matchup. Great first half. It's 10 for BYU, 6 for Life. And Life here to restart for this second half.
Cole Simu takes the ball, brought down almost immediately. This is Fontaine who gets the ball out to the forwards. The Life defense looking to put in some pressure. Here's Perry with the exit. That's gonna stay in.
There's a lot of kicks that aren't going into touch that should be.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know what happened on that one. Maybe the wind took it a little bit, but that didn't quite get the distance that he was looking for. And as a result, Life finds themselves inside BYU territory with the ball. I thought that one was going out there, but stolen.
Did throw up the flag, but
stolen
on,
there, yeah, taken by the scrum half, Fontaine. This is Cole Simu, thinks about going wide, but says, I'm gonna go head up anyway, and bumps off a prop.
When in doubt, just take the ball in and reset.
And now BYU finding a bit of composure, looking for the box kick, getting out of their half. This is gonna stay in.
BYU's
big
coverage
hit there in the middle of the field, yeah.
Coverage was a little holy there. Wasn't able to.
Yeah, and it looks like Life is gonna go wide. There might be a bit of space there. Looking for the overlap.
Life is coming back with a little bit more of a renewed energy. Maybe seems a little bit more aggressive.
They do.
Second half for sure. Getting into their
it definitely
set pieces.
feels like that. They've already gotten the ball to the wing more in the first 2 minutes than they did in the first half. That was a great, I don't know if you saw that, that was a great covering tackle by Tenny, the prop, out on the wing. That pass doesn't go to hand, but taken off the bounce by Life. Same thing again, that one's gonna be knocked on. And just like that, Life has given up possession. Here's the replay here.
Just bounced in front of him. Was hoping to gather it off the bounce, but
not quite.
Not quite at all. I mean, as a wing sitting out there, I mean, you're catching kicks. You could potentially knock them on there. Passes from the outside, you could potentially knock it on there. And so there's this mental battle that you're having with yourself as a wing of, like, once you drop the first one, there's this constant, thought in the back of your head, like, what if I drop another one, So we'll see how that kind of plays out the rest of the game. But hopefully he's got a short memory, like a goldfish. Ted Lasso, shout out to him.
All right, BYU's got the scrum. That one goes down, both sides, almost immediately. So we'll reset.
BYU with the put in here.
Looks like the Life prop is having a bit of trouble there with the bind. But it looks like they've got it right. Life going for a push and BYU working hard to get that out before losing it. What a great line there by John Campbell. Takes the ball, goes for the edge, backs himself. Is he gonna make it? Just brought down. And there's Simu who gets it out, passing, that's from Fontaine. This is Lilo Clark on that carry. Still looking to find space on that edge. This is Tenny. Life looking for the steal. He's got it, but illegally.
I mean, if we could go back to that replay of that line break, I mean, that was an incredible, you see the speed, you'll see the speed of Life here, right in their face, and then Campbell just finds that small little gap to push through. I mean, because of the line speed that Life had, it put a large gap between the back three and Life, and so it provided a great momentum and great scoring opportunity here for BYU.
Cole did him with the eyes too. Did you see that? He was looking back. That's nice.
Yep.
But BYU's got the ball here with the forwards, pushing close to the line. Life's defense is doing well so far. Ben Austin on this one. Still driving. Not quite over. This is Brooke on this carry. Has he dropped the ball? No, it's still there. Oh, yes, he had dropped the ball.
He dropped it.
Yeah, just on the pick and go there. The ball pops out. Loss of possession. Yeah, here it is.
You'll see it right. Let's see.
Ball deemed unplayable during the breakdown. There will be a scrum for life at the 5-meter
Oh,
line.
it looks like they're calling it as the ball being unplayable? No.
I think this is from earlier.
Got it.
Or no, that was just after, I think. Yeah. So disappointing there for BYU.
You'll look for
Opportunity
life
gone begging.
here. Yep. Life here will look to probably, well, definitely maybe a clearance kick here. See how BYU responds.
This scrum, a good push there by BYU. The Life 10 doesn't have a ton of space to make the kick. Puts it out pretty cleanly.
I mean, Life definitely opting to just kick for sidelines now after BYU has successfully countered quite a few kicks that are going quite a bit more deep. And so Life smartly putting it out into touch, just making sure it gets out so that BYU doesn't have the opportunity to counter.
Yeah, and he got the Life kicker got put under a little bit more pressure than he would have wanted there. We've seen before that when he has the time, he does a really, really good exit kick. But this one with the scrum turning, he had to take it on the short side of the field, which didn't give him a good angle. So yeah, probably not the exit that he would have wanted. And I think we've got
A shoe.
Penny here. The stud is on the wrong side.
Looks like the toe of his shoe completely was like flipped up, so his studs were on the top of his foot. So they're gonna give him a quick little.
He's got the mismatched shoes now. Yeah, how do you do that to a shoe? That's
I don't know.
it's
But
impressive.
that's his. Now we can know which one's his kicking foot.
Yeah. Well, Tenny's got his shoes. They're all tied up, and we're ready to go. They go to the front pod. This lineout was taken well. A lot of pressure there, but they managed to get it off. Cole Simu brought down behind the gain line by a strong Life defense. This is Perry on the short side with the skip pass. He's had a few of those. No look pass to get the ball to Ben Austin.
Forwards.
Smashes the winger.
Forwards with a little bit of razzle dazzle there.
Then penalty one to BYU.
Not rolling away on Life. Here we're going to see Tenny here take it on the inside and a no-look pass there to Ben Austin. I don't think the wing was expecting big ol' 8-man to start rolling around the corner there, so.
No, definitely not. But BYU in this first half doing really well to put a ton of territorial pressure on Life. We saw in the first half, both teams kind of struggled to find their space, but BYU's doing really well to attack and attack in the right spots of the field.
Yep.
They go to the back pod there and take in. This is Tenny. Cole Simu hit hard. Good steal
Very
there by
smooth
Life,
steal.
and they're on the counter attack now. That's Perry getting shoved back.
Oh,
And then they chip it forward. There's no one there.
Wasn't able to recover as well as he would have liked.
And I believe it's been knocked on.
Wow. I mean, I definitely think if I'm Life, I'm taking note of that and being, okay,
Yeah.
that's an opportunity for a foot race there. I mean, the 15 from Life absolutely just blew through BYU and had quite a few meters ahead of the closest
The winger
guy.
Samuwanga did a really good job to make up the lost space and get there in time to put a bit of pressure on him, and he knocked it on eventually. But BYU, yeah, breathes a sigh of relief. You never want to see just no one back there on the defense and the ball bouncing. Super dangerous situation there.
But luckily, BYU bailed out here by a knock-on from Life. Pressure's back on.
Yeah, but total shift in territory now. We're at the opposite side of the field. Now BYU under a bit of pressure. Ooh, and we've got another scrum penalty against BYU. And it looks like the referee's gonna bring both teams back to chat about this.
He's calling boring down? Boring in?
Yeah, there he is explaining his call to both teams. Making sure everyone's on the same page, but yeah, the ultimate decision penalty. And Life puts the ball out. So they'll have a line out just outside the 5 there. And now if you're BYU, you gotta be concerned about the maul here.
I mean, definitely. It's with the success that they had here, even, you know, midfield, you'd think that Life would go back to it. But, you know, we'll see how BYU chooses to defend this, right? Like, you know, maybe they don't contest it and they, you know, force a penalty on Life. But they're going to contest it here.
Yeah, they did contest. And Life does go to the maul.
BYU doing a great job just supplying that maul.
Looks like Clark has got a hand through, trying to force his way through the center of the scrum. He's almost through. And Life is going to choose to play it.
Great defense there by BYU.
Yeah, they've done well to push him back, and Life still attacking that side. Working their way in towards the center of the field. Their forwards looping in. Some good tackles there. That one was by Campbell. And this is going to be a penalty. It looks like Clark was going for the ball illegally.
Off his feet, I think. I mean, one would think that maybe, you know, Life kicking the first half was almost lulling BYU to sleep a little bit, thinking like, hey, you know, they're just going to kick the whole time. They don't have much, you know, to do against our defense. And now here, a complete shift, I feel like, in, you know, Life's attack here. Very aggressive.
Yeah, definitely.
Very strong. You know, and so I think maybe catching BYU a little off guard a little bit.
Well, and another interesting thing here is penalty right in front of the post. They go back to the scrum. We've seen them do this before, taking a scrum off of a penalty. This is really an area where they must consider themselves pretty strong.
Yep. And especially right in you know, center of the field, right in the middle, they could attack from anywhere, right? They could go wide on the left, they could go wide on the right, they could do a pick and go off the left, pick and go off the right. And so there's so many places for BYU to now have to defend and to think about. It puts, you know, more pressure on than normal, whether, you know, if it was on a far side.
For sure, yeah, and especially considering how this would be just the easiest of 3-pointers. But they go to the scrum. All right, getting back, we've had a few resets. BYU was a little over-eager there, pushing forward before, but this one's in. Got a good shove there. One-on-one tackle, great work there by Perry. And now Life is gonna just go to the forwards, pick and go. BYU was looking for a steal on that one. Didn't quite get it. But this is where their defense will have to be strong. Pushing them back on that one.
Ball's out.
Yeah, slippery ball and the penalty to BYU. So once again, the Cougars breathe a sigh of relief. Yeah, let's see what it was here.
I mean, I feel like Life tried to squeak the ball out here. He tries to throw it out or something.
Oh yeah, is it lost in there? Yeah, and then there the ball just pops out. And then it's picked up there by Clark.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be...
Oh, just kidding. It was a penalty against BYU.
And Life just
and I think they're going to score that one, yeah. Yeah, what a response. Way to take advantage of your opportunity from Life.
Yep. Just goes straight head up, there. And really just the momentum at that point carried him forward into the try zone.
Yeah, running right into really the teeth of the BYU defense, right in between their prop and their lock.
Yep.
But yeah, that was a big, strong carry. So now Life retaking the lead in the game. They were originally up 3 points when they made the first points of the game off of a penalty, but this is their first try of the game.
Yep, and I feel like this is, really the first time I feel like Life was really flexing their muscles in regards to their backline play, their moves. We'll see how, like I said, BYU responds to it. I mean, they've been responding very well here when they were on their half, but now, since they're defending, they've got to brace a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. And this is really where we're going to see the measure of these teams. Anyone can play a good half, but to play a full good 80 minutes, that's going to determine the winner of this game, because really, I mean, there's just one score between them. This could be anyone's game.
Yep.
So yeah, it's gonna come down to the full 80. The substitutes, the replacement players, they're gonna play a big role in this.
Yep.
Life inside their 22, box kicking. This one's gonna go straight out.
Well, they're not giving BYU a chance to counter at all with these kicks anymore. I feel like they've learned their lesson.
Yeah. If you are gonna kick and allow BYU to counter, you don't want to kick straight down the middle of the field.
Yep.
You want to get as close to that sideline as you can and put them under pressure. Looks like BYU's fixed their line-out issues from the first half, because these ones in the second half have been good. That's Mendenhall with the carry. Fontaine with the high box kick, not getting much defense. Batted back by Life.
Somehow BYU pops up with it, but...
Yeah, I think it was knocked forward. Yeah, it was knocked forward by BYU and then taken.
Knocked back there by Life, knocked forward there by Cole.
Yeah, and then taken there by Brooke. It's never very fun when you think you're away with no one in front of you and it gets called back, is it?
But normally there's a reason, because no one else is running.
if it seems too easy, maybe it was. But after that knock on, Life will have the scrum. Still mostly a starting front row for both teams, although it does look like BYU has replaced one prop. Good clean ball there for Life. And now they've got a one-man advantage on the edge. Cutting back is the wing, but tackled there by Cole. Perry attempts to go in and steal the ball, doesn't get it. And Life works in towards the center of the field.
BYU wanting a forward pass there.
Yeah, not getting it. Life 10 takes the ball to the line and pops up an offload off the floor. Still attacking Life, building up the phases now. BYU's defense has been so far solid, although they are losing a bit of ground. And now we've got not rolling away there by BYU. Yeah, let's look at this penalty. Yeah, so good tackle there by Brooke to get low in on the legs. And then this is Clark who goes for the ball.
Oh yeah, right there. Subs being made.
Taken illegally.
Subs being it here for Life. Looks like they're two props.
Yeah, the front row replacement.
Wind's died down quite a bit.
Yeah,
I think that's why we're seeing a little bit more accuracy with the kicks.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, good call. I'm just now realizing that I'm slightly colder, or less cold, I mean, which, you know, always happy about. So now Life, after being in a lot of pressure at the start of this second half, has found themselves with the bulk of the territory here. Once again, inside BYU's 22 with the maul. Although not finding the success that they did in the first half, getting pushed back, they're gonna have to play it. Attacking towards the center of the field.
And the speed in which Life is able to get that ball out of the rucks.
Getting it to the wing.
Yeah.
And then pushed out
Great
by the
defense
winger.
there.
Yeah, that's Sammy Mwanga. Great tackle to really just manhandle the the Life ball carrier, pushing him out of bounds.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good play. And Perry was excited about that one, wasn't he?
He was elated.
Yeah. Doesn't want to defend anymore.
No, but I mean, you know, that was great defense there by BYU, stringing it out. You know, Life spinning it out wide, BYU allowing them to do that, to use that extra defender, which is that sideline,
Yeah.
to win the ball back.
BYU getting over the gain line on that carry. But this one, they're going to get back to Perry. He's going to put boot to ball. It's going to stay in just right at the half, taken by the Life winger. Now this is the fullback who's going to return a kick himself. This is taken by Perry. Low kick into the center of the field. Puts on some pressure himself. Hammer takes the ball. Chips it forward. Stays in. Quick feet there by the Life player. And now they're trying to find some space on the edge before looking for another kick. This one's gonna hit the ground and bounce out. Is that a 50-22? I think it might have been. Yeah, I think he was inside his half when he kicks that. Yeah, see, here it is right there. Yeah, it was. Bounces and then bounces out.
Yep.
Inside the 22. That's a really good kick.
That was a great kick, especially with how close he was to that same sideline.
Yeah. So now with 20 minutes left in the game, just about. Life with the line out going once again for that maul. And we've got a couple broken tackles, and that's a big score for Life.
I mean, BYU bracing for that maul, and then they have a fake. They fake it, and then they have their forward coming around, and then they dish it out right to their 12, who bounces off a few BYU defenders and punches it in.
Yeah, here it is right here. Smart adjustment by Life. They hadn't had as much success with the maul, and so they pop it out, get it to the backs coming in on that down line, and then a couple missed tackles, good leg drive, and the Life 12 scores. Which brings the score 18-10, with the chance for the Life 10 to make it 20-10.
Yeah, Life coming out with a lot more energy, a lot more aggression offensively in the second half here, and it's really paying off for them, whereas BYU, I feel, you know, made adjustments, but I think was a little bit more surprised in the complete shift of style of play.
Yeah, yeah.
Life.
So now as Life extends their lead, BYU will restart the game with this kickoff. This one straight down the center, taken by the Life number 9, who's gonna kick it straight back into touch. Right at about the 10.
I mean, outside of the first few minutes where BYU was, you know, attacking, you know, within Life's 22, this whole second half, for majority of it, I feel like it's been played with BYU on defense
Yeah.
in their half.
Well, and it was that grubber kick that was chased really well.
Yep.
That put them deep into their own territory, and they really haven't been able to get back out. Switching play there by Perry, but the ball is knocked forward.
Something that I have noticed
by both teams.
is Life is keying on 12, on BYU's 12. Because I think they're noticing that, you know, first half they let Cole do whatever he wanted, pass it back, pass it to a forward, whoever. But now they're getting into his face a lot more, almost having two guys almost pinching off his passing lane, and then also his running lane, which is, I mean, all but stopped BYU's, you know, offensive attack.
He's definitely had less space in the second half than he did in the first half. So yeah, I mean, smart call by Life.
Yeah.
So after that scrum, Life attacks the short side of the field. Good play between the forwards to find some space. And they're still on the attack here. Still looking for space. Almost through the gap.
Constant attack here by Life.
Yeah, it feels like they're really turning it up now. Almost like a blood in the water type of thing.
Yep.
And they lost that ball, but it was illegal. And well, you know, I feel like BYU's really racking up the penalties. We'll see what this one is. Yeah, so not releasing. So you can see the BYU number 17. He's part of the tackle, and he gets his hands on the ball. But, you know, he never lets go. If you're part of the tackle, then you have to release the player before you put your hands back on the ball. So while he did manage to rip it out, he was there in an illegal position. And so Life is going to attempt the three-point kick. These BYU penalties almost just gifting opportunities to Life.
Yep, I mean, it's that pressure that is put on them immediately, right? I mean, Life constantly applying that pressure through their backline moves, their forwards, their offloads very quickly, putting them almost to the 22-meter line. You're backpedaling half the time as defensive line, and so you got to do something. And you know, you make a tackle, you feel the ball in your hands. You can, those thoughts of wanting to rip it away just happen. So, but luckily, BYU bailed out. Life missed the kick. It looks like it was a little too far to the left here.
Yeah, just pulled it a little bit. So now Cole is going to do the 22-meter dropout. Big, long kick. Will put Life inside their own half. And now the try scorer for Life takes the ball. The scrum half bringing in his forward carriers. Life looking pretty comfortable at this stage. And now they'll go for another box kick. This one high into the air. Fontaine will take it under a lot of pressure, and he knocks it forward, giving Life the knock-on advantage. And with some quick passes and countering a play, they go in for another try.
And I think that's maybe what Life was looking to do the first half, right? But it was just not landing where it needed to be. But you can see here, Fontaine just doesn't quite get a good connect on that ball. And then Life just ran great supporting lines as if they were expecting that ball to be available to them.
Yeah, a couple good passes, and they score. Yeah, that's really where they want those box kicks. Because if you saw that, Fontaine goes up for the ball, And as he's catching it, there's 3 Life players just right on top of him,
Yep.
making it really hard to catch that ball cleanly. And even if you do, you get immediately just pushed back by that wave of defenders coming at you.
Yep. He slots it through.
So yeah, after a pretty even first half, Life running away with it a little bit in this second half.
For BYU, what adjustments are you making here? What's the convo that you have in your huddle in the tri-zone?
Let's see. I think you got to adapt. I think they are going after Cole, and so you've got to change something up about that. You know, whatever that may be, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe some different backline moves where Cole's the dummy.
Yeah.
They run a dummy line that takes almost 2 defenders out.
Yeah, like we saw just at the start of the half, John Campbell ran a great line because the defenders had sucked in on Cole, and then he was able to shoot right through.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think regardless of what it is, that is what you want to see. You want to see some adaptation. You know, like they're giving us a different look than they were in the first half, so we also have to change to counter what they're doing. You don't want to see them just, you know, definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. You gotta do something.
Definitely.
You know, and that's obviously much easier said than done.
We're here in a booth.
Yeah. I've got my hands in my pockets, you know, saying what to do. You know, that's the easy part.
Yep.
All right, we had a knock-on off the kickoff, giving Life the scrum. Getting a good push here. Still holding it, and there's the penalty advantage. Yeah, using that advantage to get the ball out, and that was a forward pass.
We'll go back to the
yeah, they'll go back to
penalty.
that scrum. So again, a BYU penalty will gift Life some really good territory. And we'll wait on that kick as a few substitutes are made for Life. And we're back on.
Life finds touch. It's going to be a line out for him. Life making quite a few subs here. Getting some fresh feet in. BYU making similar substitutions.
Yeah, going to the back pod there and taking it cleanly.
Great little move there by 12.
Yeah, trying to find the edge there. And then here again to the backs, inside ball. We've got another forward pass there by Life.
Yep. I mean, I'm very impressed with how quickly Life is getting the ball back and forth, getting it from that ruck, moving it to the other side. But I'm also just as impressed with how quickly BYU is able to recycle resources back into that defensive line, right? Like it is not an easy task to try to match the offense that's moving as quickly as Life is right now, and BYU has been up to the task for majority of this game.
All right, this is a BYU put into the scrum. Haven't seen as many of those. And Life is pushing him back there. Perry to Campbell, looping, finds Simu. He's found an edge, he's got some space. This is Mendenhall with the ball. Makes the pass to Sammy Mwanga, who drops it into touch. And I think we've got an injured Life player there on the sideline. Yeah, this was really good. Really good by Cole Simu there. But the life cover defense was also really good. You see just this wave of green sweeping across to cover that.
Yep.
And that was really what blew up that play.
Yeah, I mean, that's the defense you expect right in the middle of the field. Kind of just, you know, allow the team to take the ball to the outside, use that sideline as a defense. Once you get a little closer to your own try line and are defending against your try line, you're going to try to get a little bit more aggressive to not allow as many meters to be gained. So great defense there by Life, but great attack there by BYU, but unfortunately just wasn't able to connect on that last pass.
Yeah, and it looks like it was the Life fullback who's played really well this game who was hurt, but he's back up and going, so that's good to see.
So all those chiropractics they're probably doing.
Yeah. That'll be $50, please. All right, so Life with the scrum. A little bit messy, and BYU wins the scrum penalty. Yeah, collapsing the scrum there. It's pulled down by one of the Life props. So now Fontaine kicks.
And I'm surprised with, you know, how, you know, these two top-tier teams, how many issues they have had with the scrum, you know, with pulling down.
Yeah.
Or just the general shape and how many times we've had to restart them. So goes to show there's always room for improvement, even at the tippity top.
BYU making a few substitutes here. A little bit of confusion on the lineout, and they don't get a jumper, but they still get it. Perry finding a gap, still on his feet. Attacking the short side with a good leg drive. BYU getting closer to the goal line here. Big tackle there by Life. But BYU remains in possession. Long skipping pass to Sammy Mwanga. Breaks one tackle.
Lost the ball, unfortunately. It's going to be a scrum here for Life. It's always hard when you're fending off defender after defender. And then, unfortunately, you just lose the ball in situations like that. Have a few words to himself.
Yeah, we'll see it here on the replay. Really great, well-weighted pass there. I thought he was going to try to go on the outside, but he cuts back inside and just drops the ball.
Yep.
As he's kind of shifting the ball from his right to left hand, it looks like it was. The scrum's turning a little bit, but taken by Life. Looks like we had a little bit of an offsides appeal there, but we're still play on. And Life successfully exits.
Line out here for BYU. BYU making some subs. Looks like Sam in for Sammy.
That's easy.
Easy peasy.
All right, just about 5 minutes left in this game. Fontaine off the lineout. Perry to Simu, straight up the middle. That's Brooke with the carry, keeps the legs moving, gets the offload to Mendenhall. Cuts back in and is dumped. It's an illegal tackle, looks like, so BYU has penalty advantage. Wyatt Perry tries the chip over the top. and we're gonna go back to that penalty advantage. But it looks like the BYU winger Mendenhall is hurt.
Yeah, BYU trying one of those Hail Mary little chip kicks over, knowing they had advantage. I mean, being down 17, always worth a little shot, especially knowing that you're going to get the ball back. But unfortunately, it didn't stick. So we'll go back to the penalty advantage of, I believe, was the dangerous tackle.
Yeah, he dumped tackle, picked him up and dropped him. So now the game getting a little bit out of reach here for BYU, but they'd still like to finish out strong.
Definitely. I mean, just continue to play. I mean, take some risks at this point, right? You know, take a few extra shots and see if they stick, just to try to get some points on the board here. Some other substitutions being made. Camden Erickson going in for, is that Mendenhall?
Yeah.
For Zeb.
Yeah, got a bit of a limp there. Yeah, hopefully nothing too serious, but off that penalty, BYU gets the line out just outside the 5, really pretty close to the goal line. We'll see what they try here. The lineout's been pretty good in this second half, and they go to the front jumper to set up the maul, initially being pushed back. But they've got the ball to the back. Fontaine wants it. Goes to Simu, who gets it to Perry. Big skip pass there to Hammer, who goes straight through the middle. Offloads there back to Perry. Tries to find an edge. Not quite, but the ball is still in play. There's the new replacement on the carry. Again, trying to go back to that sideline. Good drawn pass there by Campbell, and Ben Austin has the ball, makes the pass to Brooke, who's gonna cross the line and gets the ball down for a late BYU try.
All right.
Brooke Vaitohi with the score.
I mean, if there's ever a time where it's where you needed to score to potentially still come back from this, I think right now is that situation, right? I mean, BYU gets the ball back, 4 minutes left. I mean, it's still very much, you know, 2 tries. We've seen it done before. 2 tries in 4 minutes. Could happen.
Could happen. Crazier things have happened. Really great play there by BYU to go sideline to sideline as the life defense was kind of breaking down. And then by those last 3 players there, you saw Campbell did a really good job of stepping up, forcing the life defender to come at him a little bit to open up the space. Gets the pass off to Ben Austin, who I would not like to tackle personally. And then he makes the final pass off to score. And this is a pretty far kick from the new player.
Ooh, just a little wide.
Yeah, not quite there for number 21, that's Camden Erickson.
They score. They've got 2 more tries 2 more kicks to make it a tied up match. You know, two tries and a conversion ties that puppy up.
Conversion, then make it 12. Yeah, that would do it.
So
I think I've seen the Fijian Sevens team do it.
I saw.
Obviously, that's quite a bit different, but
I think I saw Central Washington do it a few weeks ago.
Oh, really? Oh, yes, against. Oh, yeah. Let's not. Against BYU. Yeah, you're right. This is Cole who takes the ball. He's going to return it straight back off the foot of the life fullback, who thinks about the pass and then goes high.
I mean, I'm in go, go, go mode right now.
And this is Campbell. Takes it, gets the offload. Forward pass there. Yeah, BYU, it looked like they had a good counterattack there. Really maybe just pushed their luck a little bit too much there.
Yeah, but I think just holding on to it just a little, you know, a little longer than you needed to. I think it was, he held on to it unselfishly, right? You think you're holding on to it to draw a defender in a little bit more, but then in doing so, it messes up that flow of, you know, the pace of the play. So, fortunately, didn't connect there for BYU. Ball goes into touch. It's gonna be a line out here.
Got a shoe being tied, but that's taken care of. Life goes straight into the maul. Looks like BYU almost through the middle. Oh, they are through the middle. Life attacking that same side with the forwards. Big collision there.
Life just wants to hold on to the ball now at this point.
Good line there by Life, but really well read by Brooke Vaitohi, the BYU try scorer. There's another one here. Life is still coming at him. Playing well, but this is a penalty advantage, and Life will win the penalty. And Life takes it quick. Tricky pass there, doesn't go to hand, but again, another BYU penalty. Yeah, penalty right in front of the goalpost. We've got a few replacements. Here's we've got an injured player on the field for BYU. It's being taken care of. And yeah, we'll see. Well, what do you think they'll do here?
I mean, you kick for points. I mean, once you kick for
I
points,
guess
it's no longer
obvious.
Yeah, I mean, it puts it at either if he makes it here, it's 3 tries. If he misses, it's 2 tries.
Well, now I feel silly for asking, but you're right. They will kick for points.
I mean, it's smart play here by Life to just, go for the 3 and understand this more or less puts that game out of reach.
Yeah.
Just give them the point, ref. So they don't have to work for it.
I think this kicker's 100%. Or no, he's missed one today. But this one right in front of the goalposts. And he gets it.
Yep.
Bringing the score and the game to an end. 30-15 for Life.
Just as a rule to all of our viewers, the referee has the official time. The time that you see on the screen is the unofficial time, so referee's already called it based off of his time. So thank you so much for watching today. My name's Coleman, this is Tosh, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.